Oh, well, good evening, my ladies, gentlemen, both sniders, in-betweens, and outsiders. Welcome to Monday Night Tea Time with your host, The Bard. This is late. This is 5 weeks late, and it's also late in the evening, and I just actually recorded a 17-minute video, and the sound didn't even come through, so, I'm gonna try and actually keep this short since I just did this. Already dying. As you can tell, things have been rearranged. Camera's in a different place, microphone's in a different place, so I hope it's picking up audio. Now I know it's picking up audio because I made sure I fixed that, but I don't know how well it's picking it up, and my roommate is asleep. So I will try to be quick and quiet. My last video, if you'll recall, it is unlisted. All my previous videos are unlisted. I'll re-enlist them later, but if you recall from that video, if you saw it, I mentioned that I have 3 things going on in my life, and they all ended up being stressors, all of them being time-consuming and stress-inducing and just big and heavy and a lot to do. So I wasn't able to record my videos over the past 5 weeks. I was still doing my shots, so I didn't drop off of that, but I didn't have the time to record, nor any of the means by which to record. It was not great. However, physical changes have continued on the same track. The hair on my body continues to get thicker, including the hair on my chest, which is, still a little weird because I'm still busty, but that'll still be a couple more years before we fix that. It's still nice to see that there's new hair growth, though. That's always nice. Name change, as I mentioned in my last video, my name change legally went through. We're going to focus on the positive. I don't want to focus on any of the negative things that the two out of the 3 things that have been occupying my last 5 weeks. The negative things I don't want to fucking think about. So the positive things, though, is the name change process. I got, my documentation showing my legal name change. I got certified copies. I already sent out for my social security card. I have that sent back. Jan Alexander Bergquist looks beautiful in whatever type font it is they use, and I'm really, really glad I ended up choosing that middle name, because Jan I was settled on, but Alexander, I went through multiple variations before I settled on Alexander, because my birth middle name was Alexa. And I was like, I could just pronounce it Alexei and leave it, or I could make it Alexi, which is neutral, or I could leave it as Alex, but I don't like Jan Alex. I don't know, it's too short. And then I was like, Alexander, despite the fact that every trans guy has done Alexander, and also Alexander Hamilton is all I can think about every time I say it, but fuck it. I need that kind of emotional oomph when I think about my own name. Give myself some... It's hot and I'm tired, and I just, like I said, recorded a 17-minute video where none of the sound came through. The name change process is still going on, because with the other 2 things, it was hard to focus on that. But my birth certificate, Floridian birth certificate, unfortunately, that's going to take a little... I felt like it was going to take a little longer because I had to go through the process of, calling the Florida Bureau and being like, hey, I need to change my gender. And they were like, there's only one person who handles gender changes, and she already left for the evening. And I'm like, of course there's only one person who handles it. It's Florida. She called me back the next morning, not late for Florida, or rather, not early in the morning for Florida, but early in the morning for California. And, I still managed to, through my grogginess, ask her all my questions, and that went and got filed, and I know that it's in process, because the processing fee was just charged to my bank account. So I don't know how long it'll take for that process to finish and for it to arrive back here, but I at least know that that is in the works, in motion. Next is the DMV, and then passport meeting in August. But yeah, and then I'm gonna have to change all of my other files once I have my ID. That'll be easier to just, bank account and web accounts and anything where they demand you have a card, even though it's kind of unnecessary. Anyway, but yeah, that's I want that to make me smile more. I'm just very exhausted, but I didn't want to not do one of these since this is the first time I've had a calm Monday night. So hopefully we won't fall off the wagon on these again. Other transition-related good news that is neither body hair nor clerical in essence is this. I hope I didn't fuck up the focus there, but I honestly can't see it until after, so I'm sorry if the focus is bad. This is the bottle that I have been filling with my needles since I started, and it's now... The end of this month will be 10 months on tea. Just a couple days. On the 31st will be roughly 10 months, you know. It won't be exactly 10 divided, or 365 divided by 10, whatever. But I started on August 31st of last year, so coming upon 10 months on tea, and up until today, this was the bottle I used. I'm considering it full. I'm going to have to seal it off, mark it as medical waste, and appropriately trash it. But that means we've started this big giant friend. I'm also putting all of my associated trash in there, especially because I bled a lot from my shot today. For me, and I've not heard this from anyone else, but if the shot goes extremely smoothly, like it doesn't hurt even breaking the skin in the first entrance, if I don't shake too much while doing aspiration, if the needle just glides and pushes in the full dose, then it's gonna bleed like hell when I pull it out. And I knew today was so smooth that as I was pulling it out, I was like, oh, Curly, this is just gonna be a geyser. Like, if I take this out, when I take this out, it's gonna bleed. And I took it out of my leg, and sure enough, all over my thigh. I mean, I'm fine, but it's just, I know to be wary of perfect means bad. But yeah, so we've started off on this big jug, and I'm really happy about it. I can't wait to fill it up. I just like how industrial it looks. It looks so official. Anyway, I guess that's all of the things. That's trimmed down from what it was before. In the 17-minute video that I lost. Finished reading the Wyborn and Griffin series. I definitely suggest it. Started watching, or rather listening to the Magnus Archives, which I suppose actually just came to an end this June. Literally sometime this month, it seems. Or I could be wrong, but its 5th season ended, which was supposed to be its run, as far as I understand from the first season 1 Q&A. But if you've not listened to that, I suggest, if you like horror anthology, and if you like gay romance, Victorian, Lovecraftian, and sometimes body horror, Wyborn and Griffin is an 11-book series. It's actually a surprisingly quick read because you won't be able to put it down. It's very, very, very good, and I cried a lot. So I don't know what to do with myself now, except deal with all 3 of the things that are still major stresses in my life. So I guess we'll get to the songs. We do Green by Cavetown and Lunacy by me and Vigor. This is erosion. Grind up rocks with your molars. A big fish swims past your rod. You can't catch it, it's far too fast. Deep hook marks in rubber lips. I see your eyes in the flowers. I'll pick a bunch for your room, green and blue to match your pictures. You look so good in green, and I hope you're well. And you look so good with him, and I'm proud of you still. I miss your perfect teeth, lie wise too blunt. I hope you feel happy, that's all I want. I have other good news that I'm not sharing because it's mine and you don't get to know, but it's good news. It's very good news. Well, I'm sorry, I am not the moon, and this isn't just a phase. You said that 11 years ago, and you think it's still today. Well, you were screaming at me then, but now I see it on your face, and I'm sorry. I am not the moon, and this isn't just a phase, and I'm so sorry I can't be the one that you wanted. I'm so sorry that I've gotta be me. And it's fucked up that I need to say that. Anyway, I think that just about covers it. Hopefully that was shorter than 17 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to finish my tea, listen to more of the Magnus Archives. Hope I didn't call any of you guys at any point. I know that I'm trying to do better. Gems and Jewels, and I said something earlier about being like my sweet little stones, and then I said, makes it sound like all of us are eating rocks. I mean, of course, all of us went through that phase, unless that's just me, oh no. And then I said that you are all crystal candy, candy crystal. And I kind of like that idea, because those are both, like, they're sugar sweet and also pretty to look at.
That's nice. That's nice. Can you be my candy crystals? You be my crystal candy.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go now. I hope that in the 5 weeks I've been gone, you've been well. Not that anyone looks to these really... I mean, like I said, I'm not doing this for anyone but me. But I oftentimes find that some of the things that have helped me out most in my life are people doing things just for themselves, and me watching and learning and drawing my own conclusions from individuals' experiences, personal experiences that they're only sharing for their own sake. So I hope that that can be a side effect of me doing these for me, is that they help you. And if they've been helping you and I disappeared for 5 weeks for my own necessity, so I won't truly apologize for having done it. I do apologize if it affected you negatively in any way. I am sorry. And hopefully I won't fall off the wagon again. But in the meantime, it is time for me to sleep. So until next week, or when I next record, which I hope is next week, be safe. Be well, and don't forget to breathe. I had a reason why I said that at the end of last one, but I kind of like it. I think probably because I needed to hear it, and like I said, I do this for me, and if it's something you need to hear as well, then you just heard it. Don't forget to breathe. Very well. Be safe, be well, have a good night. Good night.